Alright, we got big session coming up. Doggonus. I never expected I'd be on this game. Enjoying it this much. I think we'll give Heinrichs a shot here. Alright, this place should look crazy. We know we got some corruption floating around here somewhere. Long live the rogue trader. Greetings, your lordship. Glory to the rogue trader. Glory to the great rogue trader. This is the kind of entrance I usually get, huh? Clementia. Warhammer. It'll relate to Alballard, I guess. The Emperor protects. Welcome home, your lordship. The stately woman in a long full-dress uniform makes a graceful curtsy. Her short, graying hair does not obscure her stern features. I am Clementia Warhammer, Court Chancellor of the von Valancius dynasty. On behalf of all of Doggonus, please accept my deepest condolences on the untimely passing of Theodora von Valancius. Her departure is a terrible blow to us all, but as one star expires, another always flares to life. And although still overcome with bitterness and grief, your subjects hope that you will become the trade dynasty's guiding light in these trying times. Clementia. Alballard offers a reserved nod. She nods in return, and the lines on his brow soften ever so slightly. Who's this? Achilles Scalander. The young man quickly brings a respirator to his burnt face and bows his head courteously. His raven black hair veils his burns and skull implants, and his thin metal fingers creak quietly as he offers a welcoming gesture. Achilles Scalander, Secretary at the Administratum Department. I hope your journey to Doggonus was not darkened by unwanted troubles. It was uneventful, thank you. The Emperor protected us on our journey through the stars. It was terrible. I did not realize my domain's security was so illusory. We had some incidents, but those are irrelevant at this moment. The Emperor protected us. Achilles makes the sign of the Aquila, and may he remain merciful to us till the end of time. Does your lordship wish to survey the grounds? Or perhaps we could state your curiosity by answering any questions you might have. Governor Urbend Drivestem has been notified of your arrival on Doggonus and will visit the palace shortly. The preparations for the official visit are well in hand, but your lordship still has plenty of time before the meeting. Hold on a moment, Clement, yeah? To my chambers with you first. What did you say your last name was? Why isn't the governor here with you to greet me? I would like to rest before the meeting. Where are my chambers? Um, so we're about to find out who she is to Alballard. Clementia nods politely. You heard correctly, your lordship. I am House Wersarian, Lord Alballard's granddaughter and direct descendant. Sheesh. The succession of service is an effective good. It grants new generations understanding of their function within the mechanism. Chancellor Wersarian has held her position at the Von Valancius court for many years. She earned Lord Captain Theodora's respect through acts of great perseverance. There is no room for doubt. Blood had nothing to do with it. The Emperor blesses those who strengthen humanity's domain through their deeds. You have reason to be proud of your progeny. Easy, Abelard, I was simply asking. Time will tell, Seneschal. All that concerns me is the prosperity of my protectorate. Let's say that, actually. For House Wersarian, your dynasty's well-being is of paramount importance. Why isn't the governor here with you to greet me? Yes. Apologies, your lordship. Governor Drivestem's residence is on the other side of the world, by the Administratum Palace of Dargonus. We sent word as soon as you entered the system, but it takes time to travel the great distances of your domain. Logic. Chancellor Wersarian appears unruffled, but you cannot shake the thought that the governor's lateness is a subtle political gesture designed to test the limits of what is acceptable when it comes to interacting with the new rogue trader. Oh, they want me to slap people around, huh? I would like to rest before the meeting. Where are my chambers? They are very close, just down the hall. That is also where the study and the audience chamber are. Achilles' face brightens with a pearly white smile, restoring some of his former good looks. Lady Theodora's study has remained locked since her last departure, but on account of your arrival, we've arranged for it to be tidied up. It is ready whenever you may need it. You are dismissed. I apologize for my bluntness, but I have a request to make. Perhaps before the meeting takes place, the illustrious Lord Captain could spare a few minutes for a conversation with me. Achilles bows his head. I'm certain that you will find my report on the state of affairs in the Von Valancius Protectorate most useful. Yeah, I'm here for business. Spiders in the jar. I'm alone now. Glory to the great rogue trader. Augurator Tech Priest. As you approach, the Lex mechanic subtly bows his head while continuing to emit Binharic trills. Yeah, Liet's in here. The walls of your home suffocate me, Elentak. I long to leave this twisted world at the first opportunity. Why is she here? Let me get my loot. Head of the Janus delegation. The Janus delegation salutes you, your lordship. Where's that loot? All of that. An ancient cogitator linked to the palace's system networks. Bunch of highborns everywhere. A living fruit-bearing tree in the heart of a hive world is a fantastical sight. They probably use a lot more water to tend to this tree than the average Dargona citizen can hope to receive in their daily ration. Damn, segregation out here.
What
We
is
got the
that?
Give me that. Just leaving goods laying around. What a blessing to see you in good health, your lordship. Some more loot. Good old-fashioned food. Toss a coin. Glinting in the light, the coin falls into the clear water and sinks to the bottom. Alright, let's go talk to, what's her name? Argenta. Oh, she would be out here. Lord Imperium. Standing upon the altar is an ancient image of Saint Macarius. Its regal frame is covered in marks. The relic was claimed in battle on a remote and forgotten world. Is there something inside there? Inspire us with strength and give us the courage to overcome troubles and suffering in your name. Jeez. Alright, I guess we'll do a little loop just in case. To the void ship. May the god Emperor Prad hacked. Oh, similar finds all over the planet. Many sages and acolytes of the arcane sciences were puzzled over this trophy brought from a forgotten world on the outskirts of the Cronus Expanse. Ah, everyone's talking. The Lex mechanics are exchanging Vinharic tirades, not noticing your presence. Braziers. Alright, one Valencia's palace, the biggest door. I like the look of this place. Acknowledge me. Welcome, your lordship. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject, Achilles Scalander, informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet with you there. If your lordship wishes to rest after your long journey, then your personal chambers are up the stairs and on the right. If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting your orders. What do you say? What do you say? Welcome, your lordship. Let me inform you the location of the chambers on your dynastic estate. So, I get to go to my chambers. I could probably rest. What are you doing here? You are supposed to be cleaning up in the blue chambers. What's with this groaning? The quiet humming of servo motors is occasionally interrupted by clicking coming from somewhere within the servitor. These servitors are going to malfunction here. That's how they kick off the fight. So this is my chambers, I think. Long live the rogue trader. Let's go to the chambers first.
We need to investigate.
Theodora's hidden secrets. Breeze catcher boots. Breeze catcher boots. Whenever the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an enemy, the wearer gains 15% plus dodge against the enemy attacks until the wearer's next turn. So this is kind of for Pascal. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, we'll put those boots on him. Where are they at? Breeze catcher boots. Just dash through people just to get that buff. The leather covers. The leather covers bear the names of the authors, mostly philosophers and theologians. That's that theorist stuff, right? Theologians.
Theologian.
Theologian, come on, man. A student of theology. Theologians.
Theologian.
Theologians from Dargonus. The spines of the books are trimmed with gold. That word is tripping me up bad. Theologian. The cogitator is producing rhythmic sounds, among which a faint ringing stands out. The remains of a plague a plaque can be seen on the frame. Alas, the inscription is completely indistinguishable due to the patina. What is that?
Patina.
A thin surface layer that develops on something because of use, age, or chemical action. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. Let me get that loot actually. Goods. So we have, so what's this? Oh my god. By bringing your hand to the scan panel behind the books, you open a hidden door. The bed for the head of a rogue trader dynasty is befitting the status of its owner. So secret room. The shelves of the library are laden with dusty tomes. Your eyes linger on the works of several administratum adepts and the memoirs of some unfamiliar explorer of distant deaf worlds. The weapons in here too. A mysterious item undoubtedly created by inhuman hands. One of those Aldari weapons. Strange objects lie behind the glass of the display case. The complete absence of explanatory labels makes it impossible to learn what they are. The rare books arrayed on these shelves, with their lavish, almost pretentious bindings, seem to be identical. Dust has accumulated on the raised oil smears. If servants ever access this room, they do so very rarely. An empty glass and 3 unopened bottles of wine sit on a finely crafted table made from dark marbled wood. Let's grab this stuff. Plasma shaper gloves. These tech gloves grant a wearer a plus 10 bonus to tech use. They also increase the damage of plasma weapons by 3. When the wearer hits an ally with an area attack, the wearer gains 1 stack of Zealot effect until the end of combat. Zealot. The wearer deals 10% more damage with their area attacks for each stack of the Zealot effect. Oh shit, so just shooting people will make me stronger. What's this? The mysterious Xeno artifact rests in a stasis field. Alright. Loads of Xeno things in here. Alright, if I sit down, I don't know if this will trigger an event. This secret room is remarkably quiet and almost homely. Perhaps your predecessor used it when she sought complete solitude. Listening to the muted melody coming from the vox speaker, you can easily imagine Theodora reading a book with a glass of expensive wine in hand. Have a glass of wine. Let's do it. 3 sealed bottles sit on the sturdy looking low table. They are labeled Grand Master's Blood, Boon of Terror, and Flame of Purity. Flame of Purity is her favorite. You recall the vision of the past that Idra told you about. She said Theodora's favorite wine was Flame of Purity. The wine fills the glass, glittering in the dim light of the room like liquid gold. Its tangy flavor burns your throat, leaving behind a spicy, biting aftertaste. You hear a short, faint hum as an unseen motor stirs into motion. Choose a book. Several books are stacked next to the sofa. Some appear ancient, while others look like they have never been opened. Among Theodora's data that has been restored using your cogitator is the phrase Litanies of the Motive Force. It is the title of one of the books here. Why not? Let's just do what it's telling us. As you pick up the book, a hidden button in its spine clicks under your finger. Ooh, change the music. The vid screen of the data slate before you displays the names of several Vox symphonies. You recognize the melody that is playing right now. It is the first of 36 parts of the Symphony of Honor and Duty. So let's do it. Choose the piece, the Symphony of Honor and Duty Part 2. The music in the speakers momentarily grows louder, filling the entire room, then goes back to normal, seemingly without any change. The room responds to your actions with a quiet, grinding sound, and a small nook reveals itself in a nearby wall. Inside you find a databank bearing the Von Valancia's coat of arms. An engraved data drive found in a cache on Dargonus. The information it contains has been carefully encrypted. I got some secrets. So I can do this again. Nope. She's hiding important things here. Cool. I should be able to close this secret room. Goods. This antique piece of furniture is obviously well cared for, but its surface is still covered with a lot of scuffs, scratches, and stains, traces of the previous rogue traders who sat at this table. A sturdy safe equipped with several bizarre mechanisms. What's this? Melter weapon. Two-handed ranged heavy. We'll have to learn heavy weapons for someone. Make use of that. Actually, I think maybe I make him learn some heavy weapons. Purge Soul. Deals 2 to 5 direct damage. Terrible. This damage is increased by 50% against Xenos, by 100% against Chaos Worshippers, or Drakari by 150 against Demons, and by 50% if the enemy has already damaged a Psyker or any of the Psyker's allies this combat. These damage bonuses also affect any damage bonuses from other sources. It would use up a turn. It sounds like a fun thing though. The more stacks I get, the more free attacks I get. I'm gonna do this. So can I get heavy weapons here? Heavy weapon proficiency. Why not? I forgot what we was doing. Albalard, it's got it covered. Argenta's got it covered. So Defis has it covered. Albalard, let's go. Pascal, let's go. No one really has it covered here. Lord Xenos, Lord Worf, Idra, who's next? Cassia, Coercion, Cassia. Maybe it's on 60. Let me do Lord Xenos. Alright, so we got heavy weapon. Is there another one? A heavy weapon? No. Melter. Let me do it. Was a melter weapon, I think. Let me do this. And we are going to give it to him. Where is it? This one. Multi-melter. Let's get it. Whoops. Put that here. He needs a sword. Which one did I have? God, I think it was a great sword. The knife is stronger. It's crazy. Let me leave him with the great sword. I might try 2 knives on him though. Okay. Kinda looks like some Elden Ring. Cool. There was something here. Did I click this? Yes. Ooh, my peeps are out here. Let's go talk to Cassie. Oh. Uwe. No, that's not Uwe. My compliments to your taste in art. The collection here is extensive and most interesting. Oh, she's looking at the artwork. Yeah, he's gonna say the same thing. Yep.
Halt! I noticed something.
What do you see? What do you see? What has Alvalard got to say? While we're on Dargonus, I'll check the secretary's report and keep an eye on the logisticians. Master Danrock does his job well, but a little scrutiny goes a long way with him. Logistician or logistician?
Logistician.
Oh my god. Logistician.
Logistician.
Logistician. Logisticians. Okay. Goods. Open Sesame Sue. It's my ship, huh? Mundus Valancius. What? Maybe I'm traveling around the world. Wait, I think if I talk to him, damn it. The slender figure, clad in robes made from expensive fabric, shudders from violet coffin. Pressing a gilded respirator to his face, the man takes several deep breaths. Achilles, it's been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. Achilles covers his burnt lips, trying and failing to suppress a coughing fit. She is in good health. She sends her regards to you, as well as her wishes for your swift return. Heinrich frowns. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. So it does. Achilles thumps himself on the chest with his augmented hand. You hear the clanging of metal against metal. Logic succeeded. I am not so foolish as to fail to notice a conversation in code. Is there a reason for this ill-mannered behavior, Heinrich? Perhaps you two could find another time to discuss personal matters. Do you two mind? Let's say this. Your insight deserves credit, rogue trader. Then again, I expected nothing less from Theodora von Valancius's successor. Heinrich looks like Achilles. Allow me to introduce Achilles Scalander properly. In addition to his duties as secretary to the administratum, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who... let me just make sure.
Remit.
Yeah. To lay aside, partly or wholly. To reduce a period of time that someone must spend in prison. What? Okay. By a colleague who is engaged in other matters in the Cronus Expanse. I'm sure you will find Achilles' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the borders of your protectorate. Greetings, Lord Sir Deepest von Valancius. Allow me once again to express my deepest condolences on the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy all of Conrad Voigtberg's accomplices on the capital world. Do you know anything about what has become of Conrad Voigtberg, the former Master of Whispers? Is a heretic and a traitor to the dynasty. Achilles nods grimly. Word of his treason reached Dargonus too late. Conrad came to the planet and left almost immediately. Once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive, the worst of the rumors he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that the wardens got to everyone who has allowed doubt into their heart and now nurtures it in secret. You promised me a report on the present state of affairs in the Protectorate. I have already forwarded all official reports to your seneschal. As for the conversation we're having now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora, may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargonus' political environment. You, however, have only just arrived on the capital world, and I thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonus, much like nobles on most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever is the weakest, or whoever they deem to be the weakest. The nobles of Dargonus are well respected, rich and powerful individuals who held Lady Theodora's favor for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that with the transition of power, they will retain and even add to their lands and wealth. The families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the drive stems, the Gapraks, and the Sourbags. I should also mention the Wurzerians, not a noble house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Theodora's inner circle, to the Blue Bloods' great displeasure. Tell me about the drive stems. The drive stems are the ancient governor house of Dargonus. Predictably, the greater the wealth of the von Valancius protectorate, the fuller their coffers grow. Their reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that Urbend Drivestem's rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to Xenos raids. I find that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the Drivestems, but we lack solid proof, and it might never surface. The closer an official is to a rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with Xenos is a heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of the von Valancius heir, not his servant. What makes the Gapraks special? The Gapraks hail from a remote forge world, and among their distant relatives, there are many servants of the Omnissiah, and the house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanicus, both in spirit and in their business connections. The Gapraks oversaw the industrial shipments within your protectorate until recently. Ever since the astropathic communication with Kyber Gamma was severed, they've been quite concerned about the security on the planet placed in their care. I've been to Kyber Gamma already. The planet was tainted by the cult of the Final Dawn. Achilles shakes his head. These are grim tidings. It's a tragedy that an industrial world of such tremendous capacity was brought down by the pernicious influence of the arch enemy. Perhaps my colleagues can pick up the cultists' trail in the cold void. Of course, it would be a small consolation to all of us. What can you tell me about House Sauerbach? Religious and hard-working, the Sauerbachs own many enterprises, including distillation manufactorums that produce promethium. I must note that lately members of the Sauerbach family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the von Valancius dynasty. They believe that Lady Theodora was a bit too keen to leave her worlds with proper oversight. I would like to know more about the Wurzerians. The Wurzerians are a line founded by Lady Theodora's seneschal, and as such a nominally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy, from which Lord Abelard hails. On Dargonus, however, their position is precarious. Firstly, they never were granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Dargonus, and secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the rogue trader's favor. The Wurzerians are responsible for the capital world's fleet and the majority of the cargo shipments on domestic routes. After hearing all that, I now feel the urge to have every one of those sycophants executed at once. No, enough about the nobles. Was there anything else you wanted to report? There was, your lordship, and this time it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet. Xenos and the threat they pose both to you and the humanity as a whole. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me, my eyes and ears scattered throughout the Cronus expanse. Warp disturbances, astral paths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the Immaterium. Many of my observers and contacts have gone dark or have been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos raids. Achilles looks you in the eye without blinking. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that Governor Drivestem will beg you for protection against the Xenos, and in this fight the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, Sir Deepest, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or a planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the Rogue Trader and his mighty void ship to avert a disaster. Okay, cool, we'll trust you till you fail. Tell me about the noble houses of Dargonus. We already did that, right? Yeah. Enough. There was your lordship and this time concerns. Blah blah blah. Right. What are your responsibilities here on Dargonus? Can I trade with this guy? Officially, I'm a secretary at this world's administratum department. Less officially, I'm afraid I can't disclose that even to you. In short, I collect and investigate reports of heresy taken root on upstanding planets of humanity. Above all else, I am concerned about the Xenos threat that hangs over the entire Cronus expanse, including your protectorate. Sadly, my mission was complicated by the recent warp disturbances. I'm still trying to re-establish contact with many of my agents. Tell me about Xenos. The residents of the local systems are no strangers to skirmishes with enemies of humanity. But recently, the loathsome beasts seem to have completely flown off the handle. We're receiving reports from ships that made it through the warp to Dargonus. Both they and the colonies that they departed from are being attacked. We have identified the breed of Xenos that pose this threat, the Drukhari, humanity's ancient and insidious foes. Be vigilant on your travels. The Xenos will undoubtedly attack the rogue trader's ship should they find the circumstances to be in their favor. Unfortunately, in the host of humanity, there are those who are willing to grovel before our enemies in the hopes of a valuable reward. You may be interested to know that we are on the trail of such heretics. Achilles glances at a data slate. Overwhelming evidence indicates that a plundered void station in Langren's belt is being used as a base by a band of pirates who are not only dealing with Xenos, who are not above dealing with Xenos, I see. I was unable to persuade the Chancellor of the need to dispatch a ship there, but perhaps you would like to pay a courtesy call to these scoundrels yourself. Do you know anything about the cult of the Final Dawn? My knowledge is deplorably limited, Your Lordship. All my attention has been focused on tracking Xenos activity. I am certain that Master Van Kellox can tell you much more about those heretics than I. About your unofficial work. Achilles' amber eyes flash with interest. Yes. Whom do you truly serve? The Rogue Trader or the interrogator of the Inquisition? Sheesh, right in front of him. I want a list of all your agents and the means to contact them. Dargonus has no need for spies from the Inquisition. Be gone. No. Let's see what he says. Achilles quickly glances at Heinrichs. And whom does the rogue trader serve? The Golden Throne, the Protectorate? Could it be that one stems from the other? And if so, is there any sense in discussing it? I want a list of all your agents and the means to contact them. Damn, is he gonna get that to him? I can understand your desire as a rogue trader to have everything under your control, and yet I am not at liberty to make use of classified information related to the interrogator's agents in whatever way I see fit. Achilles lowers his gaze and nods politely. Heinrich lets out a sigh of disappointment. There is no point in pressing my agents. None of them would ever reveal such vital information, especially not in my presence. I have learned all I wanted to. Achilles bows and brings the respirator to his burnt lips. I have other questions to ask. I sincerely hope that I can answer every one of them. The scars on your face, what happened? About, he coughs. 5 years ago, there was an accident. Several tanks of promethium exploded in the storehouse at my estate, and I was buried alive under the rubble. The Emperor preserved my soul, and the skilled physicians of Dargona saved my body, except for my lungs, with which I had to part. I presume the incident was an attempt on my life, but the identity of whoever was behind it remains a mystery. I must take my leave. Achilles bows. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Dresden has arrived at court. I imagine that the Chancellor is already prepared to arrange the meeting. All that's left is to notify her that you are ready to see Urbend. So we're gonna have to let our nuts hang on this Urbend guy for being late. Taking the piss. What's Idra gonna say? Ah, good old Dargonus. It's boring here without Lady Theodora. She loved to liven up this sleepy little place with a couple of crazy decrees and public floggings of flabbergasted nobles. Damn. Theodora's crazy. Pascal holding his weapon. Oh no, that's just his arm. Jeez. What did he say? My appearance has caused a slight disturbance in the ranks of the servants of the Omnissiah assigned to the palace. Analysis of the performance of rituals and maintenance litanies has produced a satisfactory results. Clementia Wersarian. What you got to say? Your lordship. Clementia bows her head politely. For a chancellor to a rogue trader, she is dressed rather simply. A parade double, polished boots, and a comfortable cloak. She bears a saber in a gilded scabbard, whether for show or protection, one could not say. Only her ring with the Wersarian coat of arms indicates that she is of the highest social stratum. The governor is waiting on a periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you would like to see him.
Doublet.
Doublet. Double. Okay, and we got this one as well.
Periphery.
The outer edge of an area. Awareness test. The sharp gaze, the impeccably straight back, the composure. For a moment, you feel like you're looking at a younger version of Abelard himself, not his heir. Judging by the scars on the exposed parts of her body, Clementia saw her fair share of combat prior to assuming the position of Chancellor. What are your responsibilities as Chancellor? To put it simply, I am your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communications, and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you and from you down the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your lordship's property, the palace, the estates, the many gardens, and other domains on Dargonus that you have inherited from Lady Theodora. And whenever you are present on Dargonus, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Dargonus? All deals and important decisions are made here in the capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum, which followed for efficient management of the world and the neighboring systems. In accordance with the decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes. They now toil across the entire world. Dargonus is also the seat of several noble families who run all the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not so humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profits just as much as they do about the prosperity of the Protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonus has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships which are used to transport cargo between worlds. Does the capital stay in contact with the other worlds in the Protectorate? If the noble houses are so volatile, what sense is there in keeping them? Let's say that. Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy has formed within the ruling elite of Dargonus. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a large degree, thanks to their administrative work and their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone whom you consider surplus to requirements, but right now it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Right, let's keep them. Does the capital stay in contact with other worlds? Unfortunately, not at this time, your lordship. After the few representatives of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica on Dargonus went into a frenzy, some of the psychers were tragically pacified by their respective authorities. Since then, communication with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks be to the Master of Mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. Are there any other issues that I should be aware of? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonus was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Captain Marpheus Versarian triumphed over the accursed Xenos. If you ask for my opinion on this matter, we have the situation completely under control. Awareness says, you catch her avoiding your gaze for just a moment, for the first time. It's obvious that Clementia is looking out for her house's good name, but despite her confidence in her tone, you can tell that she does not entirely believe her own words. Don't worry, you're safe. You guys are safe. Tell me about Governor Drivestem. Urban's Drivestem is a well-respected man, and not just on Dargonus, but throughout the Protectorate. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administration and the logistics between the Von Valencia systems. The Drivestem's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Dragonus. What's more, Lady Theodora personally insisted that Lord Urban specifically be made the next governor. Thank you for the report, Chancellor. Achilles Scalander, does he cause any problems? Why, none at all, your lordship. Secretary Scalander is an outstanding individual and a loyal servant of the Von Valancius dynasty. In Lady Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain, and he has proven himself quite capable. And I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before Achilles, which is unusual for a man of his, shall we say, standing. The last word brings a slight smile to her lips. Tell them that I'm ready to see the governor. The governor can wait a little longer. I still have matters to take care of. Alright, we're going to go there. Certainly, your lordship. However, her thin lips twist slightly. I do not concern myself with the governor's feelings, but I must warn you, your action or any inaction may be interpreted in a certain way. Now, if your lordship will excuse me. Nah. He made me wait. I will make him wait too.